Hey guys, and welcome back to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. Welcome to the second episode of JANK-O-RAMA, and this is one of my favorite Jank games. Many of you may be familiar with Rastan. Well, Rastan had a sequel as well. In fact, it had a third part which I discovered, but that cannot be in the Jank videos because the third part, the first part are excellent. Now the second part is really isn't that good, but I absolutely love this game. This is one of my favorite Jank games. I played it in the arcade, and this is something where my friends laughed at me for playing it in the arcade. And my favorite weapon was this one. Once I got the kind of lightning power up, I just thought it worked really well. It was really fast. I don't know if that was the best weapon, but I tried to hold on to that for as long as possible. So Rastan Saga 2, known in Europe as Nastar and in North America as Nastar Warrior. Now, even though I'm from Europe, I'm from London, United Kingdom, I don't remember this game being called Nastar. I remember it being called Rastan or Rastan Saga 2. Whether it was like an imported machine they had or whether it was a European one, I don't know. But I never knew this game as Nastar. It's only afterwards when I was looking at like emulator lists or like looking at wiki or looking up information on there that I realized it had different names, you know, as well as Rastan, the other names like Nastar and Nastar Warrior. But guys, this game is as janky as they come. Now, maybe the first time you play it, you may like it. You may think, okay, this is decent, because it kind of starts off okay. But once you kind of get to like the bosses, it's difficult. And after the bosses, we'll talk about like the further levels and the reason why this is prime jank. But there were a number of bosses in this, including Medusa, a gladiator centaur, and the evil wizard himself, who is the main antagonist in the game. I never really worked out true strategies to the bosses in here. Whenever we played in the arcade, it was 1 credit, and with 1 credit I could beat this boss here, the first one, and make it over to the second one. I didn't do so well when filming it for this video. I guess I'm out of practice. As you progress through the game, there was these blocks that you smashed, and there were blocks that came down from above. But I do like that just moving up on like the joystick would would let you bring your shield up, or if you had like a sword, you'd use the sword as a shield to block yourself from damage from them. But this game was very sluggish when you were playing it. That fireball power up was a good one as well, and you probably remember that one from Rastan 1. And some of the enemies do make me laugh. Like, look at those little tiny little pigs that you're kind of attacking. They're hilarious. And having a look at another one of the bosses, Medusa. Now there is a little bit of strategy to this, and if you are skilled, definitely more skilled than I am, then you kind of can do this one without in fact being hit. I found Medusa easier to beat than the first boss. I'm not doing a good job of it here, but honestly, like with a little bit of practice and just playing it, Medusa really isn't that difficult to beat. And like many games of the time, once you complete the level, you've got a nice picture, and these pictures look so good when we were young. It was always like a wow factor. And then kind of moving along to level 3, as you can see, the level designs, they're not that great. And let's have a look at something like the platformy parts, which are just coin guzzlers. They just, you can't, I don't know, it's just tough to do them. I need to watch a 1cc of this, but I remember some of the platformy parts were just dreadful. It's not anything I ever got to the got to in the arcade, because in the arcade we never continued. But playing it on emulation after, when I saw some of the later levels, I understood why so many people hated this game. And oh my, these platformy parts, they were just terrible. Now, I never saw these in the arcade because, like I said, the general rule, like for many of you guys as well, when you played in the arcade, you always played and you started from the beginning, because continuing meant starting the game again at a difficult part and not getting very far, not getting very good value for your money. So no matter how many times you died, you always started from the beginning. But I can imagine this just frustrating me, because these platformy parts are no fun. Your character's big, it's the movement is sluggish, and you've got swords and things popping everywhere. And even though this is jank, there were some fine jank moments. Like, look at that big thing, that rotating blade up top. You can't attack that, you have to dodge it. But around the level, you can see like a big, I don't know, this kind of dragon that you can't attack, but you find its head and you can actually destroy it. But you can't destroy the body, and that I thought was definitely a neat touch. And this boss here, I just had to brute force. I had to put in the coins. That's one advantages of playing stuff on emulation, when you're playing it, okay, you're not putting your real money in, and you can see ending to games that you would have never ever seen. And that's one of the things when I got into emulation, when I got into FPGA gaming, MAME, RetroArch, whatever, I was like, I want to see the end of this game, and I just brute forced it and dumped my money in there. I would love to see an FPGA core of this. This isn't available for the Mister or the Analog Pocket now, two FPGA devices that I have, but I would love to see it. Again, I know it's not many people's favorite game, and it is Jank, but this is Jank that I want. I still have a special love for this game. But guys, always let me know your janky games as well. What janky games are out there that I should try? This is definitely one of my favorite Jank games. It's a guilty pleasure, and I'll still play this on emulation from time to time. If I'm using a device, an emulation device, or on my PC or anything like that, RetroArch, MAME, this is one of my go-to games. I know it's not great, it's just something that I like. I kind of like some of the enemies in here. You got these kind of haunted kind of things flying there. Those, like, they kind of look like Alf to me. Do you remember Alf, Alien Life Force? Was it in the 80s, that program? It looks like Alf's been armored up and recruited into Rastan. And those little flying things, I don't know, everything just kind of feels odd. And those little things there with the spikes, they remind me of enemies directly out of Riga. But that's it for this video, guys. This is JANK-O-RAMA, and this is Rastan Saga 2. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed to the channel, then a subscription and like is super appreciated. Let me know your jank suggestions so I can check them out. And if I like them or I think they're janky enough, I'll definitely feature them in an episode. But that's it, guys. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.